Okay, I want to throw a kind of radical idea at you. It gets right to the heart of a massive problem I see in so many workplaces. What if I told you your company's biggest weakness isn't a lack of harmony? What if it's actually a lack of good, structured, healthy conflict? That's right, I'm saying your company needs a debate club, like yesterday. And look, let's be super clear here. This isn't about just encouraging more random arguments in the office. No way. It's about something way more fundamental, learning how to think better, but to do it together. And honestly, this one idea, it might just be the key to unlocking your team's real untapped potential.
So why so urgent? Well, just think about the last big meeting you were in. A decision got made, right? But was it really the best idea? Or was it just, the one that was easiest for everyone to agree on? There's this invisible force at play in most companies.
And, yep, there it is, the unspoken rule. Whoever has the highest rank, well, they must have the best idea. We've all been in that room, haven't we? The boss speaks, and suddenly an idea, it could be any idea really, is met with this sea of quiet, polite nods. Speaking up feels risky, so we just go along with it. But that comfort always comes at a massive cost. This leads to something called the culture of silent assent. It's basically a workplace where comfort is king. Nobody wants to rock the boat, so nobody questions anything, nobody causes any friction, and you know what the result is? No one gets any better. It's this quiet, creeping stagnation, and it's absolutely deadly for any kind of innovation. And hey, let's be real, this fear is totally rational. You're sitting there thinking to yourself, wait, if I speak up, am I going to be that negative person? Am I going against the team? Man, I can't afford to lose political points. I need those to get my actual work done. So, what do? We stay quiet.
But here's where we get to a really crucial shift in thinking. What if the problem isn't the people themselves? I mean, what if your team is packed with brilliant critical thinkers, but they're just stuck operating in the wrong format for a good discussion?
And this gets to the real core of it. Your team doesn't lack critical thinking skills. They lack a gym where they can train those skills. Think about it. Critical thinking is a muscle, right? If you don't use it, it gets weak. So you don't need to just tell people to think better. That doesn't work. You need to give them a safe place to actually work that muscle out. Okay, so if our teams need this gym for thinking, what does that actually look like in practice? Well, the solution is as simple as it is powerful. It's an internal debate club. And the point isn't about winning arguments. It's about practicing the art of constructive conflict. And, just as important, getting comfortable with changing your own mind. So how does it work? It's actually surprisingly simple. First, you pick a topic, something relevant, maybe even a little controversial. Then, and this part is absolutely critical, you assign people to opposing sides randomly. This is huge because it completely separates a person's ego from their idea. You set some clear, respectful rules, you put a timer on it, and at the very end, observers vote. But they don't vote for the idea they like more, they vote for the strongest argument. So what's the real payoff here? Well, since you're just arguing for a role you were given, your ego is totally out of it. This builds some serious empathy. You have to understand the other side. It makes healthy disagreement feel normal, not scary. And it trains your team in the most vital skills: thinking strategically, speaking clearly, and that all-important intellectual humility, which is really just the superpower of being able to say, you know what? That's a better idea. Okay, I get it. This might sound interesting in theory, but you're probably thinking, what on earth would we actually argue about? Good question. Let's make this really concrete with some examples. You go after the real, juicy, thorny issues. Imagine a formal debate on, this house believes we should eliminate all follow-up meetings. Wow. Or pitting the argument for promoting from within against the case for hiring fresh talent from the outside. What about the 4-day work week? Or should we ban anonymous feedback? See? These aren't just abstract exercises. These are the conversations that can unlock actual, real-world breakthroughs for your company. And this right here, this is the core philosophy that has to drive the whole thing. A culture of innovation absolutely depends on having different perspectives in the room. The moment that thinking differently becomes dangerous instead of mandatory, you're basically shutting down your best ideas before they even have a chance to breathe. Because here's the thing. Innovation isn't some magical lightning strike that happens out of nowhere. It's the direct result of a culture that isn't afraid of a little bit of friction. So if you truly want a culture of innovation, you first have to build a culture that can argue with elegance. That's the fire where the best ideas are forged. So I want you to take this question back with you. The next time you're in a meeting, just look around. Is there really, truly room for intelligent disagreement? Or does everyone still applaud the person who always says yes? Seriously, your answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know about your company's future.